right? So your end of the day count is not looking for that money because that transaction was suspended, correct? So did you allow the product to leave the store?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know that the transaction was suspended?
I pay the money back, please. I can't go to jail. It's off my grandma and everything. I can't go to jail.
You got $3,100?
I can pay payments. I can do something.
That's not on my hands. That's on them.
A cashier. On August 1st, 2023, Palm Beach County deputies arrived at a Burlington coat factory in Florida.
I'm sure they could be outside here.
Here to talk to you.
All right. I'm Deputy Frankie with the Sheriff's Office.
I pay the money back, please. I can't go to jail. It's off my grandma and everything. I can't go to jail.
You got $3,100?
I can pay payments. I can do something.
That's not on my hands. That's on them. But they want everything right now.
Oh yeah.
Right down there. Yep.
Good. So what's going on?
She was always the cashier. Like she was always giving them the stuff for free. Like, you know, the other associates, I haven't found any where they're hooking her up. She's just the cashier. So she's really admitted to like $3,000, which is about what I came up with. So a minimum of $3,000 she allowed to leave the store by not properly ringing it. But I put it on here, like I kind of put, this is her, so she's responsible for, let's just say, $3,000. The other one, from what I can see on the transactions, 16 of that is what this associate walked out with. And this one here is like a former associate she recently quit. That's just their names. I just had all the other associates' names.
But that person you have in prison here today, she was involved in all the transactions.
She was involved in all. She was the cashier.
So she was the cashier. So she was like letting the employee leave with all those stuff.
She would ring some of the stuff up, or it looks. If anybody's looking, it looks like everything's getting rang. But then she, instead of cashing it out, they would hit suspend. So it just suspends the transaction. But she still gave them the stuff, and they walked out. They never paid for it.
But on this here, that's every one of these are items taken, or
none of that was paid for.
Okay, that's why I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
It's almost 3,100.
This is her generic statement.
Yeah, but it's not sworn to us.
No, I didn't know if you needed it.
Give me 1 second, all right? Well, let me go in and talk to her. At least let me make contact with her. What's going on? I'm sure they could be outside here.
Here to talk to you.
All right. I'm Deputy Frankie with the Sheriff's Office. Well, unfortunately, there's no choice. You're going today.
Can I pay the money back, please? I can't go to jail. It's off my grandma and everything. I can't go to jail.
You got $3,100?
I can pay payments. I can do something.
That's not on my hands. That's on them. But they want everything right now. They're prosecuting.
Can I please make payments? I can't go to jail. I just love my grandma this morning. I can't.
I know, that's awful. I mean, I can't, like I said, I go with the corporate.
Please, I can't go to jail. I really can't go to jail. I'm a single mom. I can make payments. I can do a payment plan. Please just talk to them. I can't go to jail.
Right, and I did just, I know it's tough, but I did, and they, it's.
Please, can you call them back and talk to them and explain to them I can't go to jail, sir? I
will call them back, but I don't know what it's going to be.
Please, just talk to them. I can't go to jail. I can't.
I will call them, but just talk to this guy.
He gonna take me to jail.
Well, first we're going to talk, and then we'll go from there.
First and just, but I will go step out and talk. But like I said, I did tell them all that ahead of time,
I can make payment plans.
Based on,
I can do anything. Just tell them, please don't take me to jail.
I understand.
I was wrong. Please don't take me to jail.
Okay.
Please.
We'll talk to this guy, all right?
What's your name, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to read you Miranda because we are going to talk. So just make sure you acknowledge everything that I say, all right? You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any statement must be freely and voluntarily given. Do you understand? I just need a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. You have the right to an attorney of your choice or a court-appointed attorney before you make any statement or any question. Do you understand?
Yes.
I can make no promise to induce you to make a statement. This must be in your own free will. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any statement can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand your rights so far?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to speak to me what happened? Because we got a lot of stuff here. So, would you like to talk to me about what's going on, or?
Hello?
I'm sorry?
I was wrong.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know you've spontaneously uttered that a few times. What I'm getting at is, okay, so we have all these transactions that were not rung up. Okay? You with me so far?
Yes.
And some of these were for employees that work here, correct? Okay. So, do you want to explain, like we have one that's on layaway. Like, what happened? What happened here? I mean, did you ring it up and just let them walk out and not pay for the product? Is that what's happening?
You.
Okay. And he's going to call corporate, so nothing's official yet, but we are going to talk because. So they've got you. They say about almost $3,100 in items so far.
But I don't even know half of them people. I told it might was a mistake for some of them, but they're saying that the receipt came out after they put their card there, and the receipt came out. I didn't know if I suspended or not. I just explained that to them. Some of them people I don't even know.
Oh, explain. I don't understand what you mean by suspend. That's what I don't understand. What does that mean? So, like this one here has your name, right?
Yes.
So this was a transaction for 13 items on the 28th, right? So, and it says status suspended. What does that mean?
The transaction was suspended.
Okay, was that a declined card or?
Let me see what it was. No, it just was. I just canceled the whole transaction.
All right, so you suspended that transaction. So we have a total of it's like $103. Is that something you?
This the one. No.
This is the one that says.
One person used the card. She put her card in, but the receipt still came out. He said I put suspended, so the receipt still came out. So he said I suspended it, and the items did leave the store.
Okay, so the transaction was suspended. You knew it was suspended. And
not this one. It's another one that I knew was suspended.
Okay, so regardless, how does it go in suspended? Is it because a payment wasn't accepted, or there was no payment, or is it something you have to do?
You can press F2. You can press your number on there and it's suspended.
Okay, so that's happened, and so you knew that this transaction was suspended for whatever reason, and you allowed the product to leave? I'm sorry?
Not on all of them, because the receipt will come out. If they put their phone right there, it won't tell me if you want to pay. It's just a receipt will come out.
Okay, but does it always have suspended? I mean, every one of these receipts has suspended on them.
That's what the system said.
Okay, and I also have one here, I'm looking for it, that was a layaway, that they came back in the next day, that layaway was then canceled, and then the product still left the store.
Yes.
So I guess what I'm getting at here is, I mean, you're knowing allowing this stuff to leave the store, correct?
The layaway, yes.
So why would you do that?
I told I was helping a person.
Are you getting any kickback for that? Are they giving you anything for this product, or? And how long you work for Burlington?
I started in March.
In March?
Yes.
Because they also got video, which they're going to provide us for all these transactions. So, I guess another question is how do you pick and choose who you're allowing to leave without paying for product? Because some of these are associates that work here.
Two of them are.
Two of them were definitely associates that we know of. Is it something they do that they told you about? Because, I mean, they coming up to you asking, I mean, do you know them from like the neighbor? I mean, how do you know them? Are they other than work?
Two of them work. One of them I know.
That works here?
Yeah.
Do you know them prior to working here?
Yeah.
3 weeks. Over $3,000 in merchandise gone. Not stolen from shelves. Suspended at the register. Florida Statute Section 812.014. A knowing taking of property with intent to deprive. At $750 that becomes third-degree grand theft of felony, carrying up to 5 years in state prison. But the pattern here triggers a second, more serious statute. Florida Statute Section 817.034, the Florida Communications Fraud Act. A single error does not qualify. A coordinated scheme across multiple weeks with multiple beneficiaries does. Pizzo versus State, decided in 2006, confirmed grand theft is lesser included within organized fraud. Prosecutors may charge both. Miranda versus Arizona, decided in 1966. Warnings are required when custody and interrogation both exist. Berkemere versus McCarty, decided in 1984, asks one question: would a reasonable person feel free to leave? Here the answer is plainly no. Rhode Island versus Innes, decided in 1980, extends interrogation to any action likely to draw an incriminating response. Presenting transaction records and asking for an explanation meets that standard. The Miranda delivery was not courtesy, it was a constitutional prerequisite. Admissions obtained before it fall under the fruit of the poisonous tree. Colorado versus Connelly, decided in 1986, voluntariness requires state coercion, not internal emotional distress. The waiver stands. Under Bram versus United States, accurate charge descriptions paired with prosecutorial disclaimers are not inducement. The deputies' repeated disclaimers hold that line. Section 9, 01.15, warrantless felony arrest authorized on probable cause alone. Section 9, 01.25, felony offenses require custodial transport. No discretion.
And then did they tell you that this goes on?
No.
You ever been arrested before?
No.
You ever been in trouble?
No.
All right. I know he's talking to some people, but as of right now, if this goes the way it is, it's a felony. You will have to take if they do decide to prosecute. It's up to them. They could turn around and be like, "We'll work something out with you." I have no control over that. If they do, the only thing I would definitely be cognizant of is that this is a felony. So they have a certain amount of time that they can report this without any repercussions. So if they decide to work out a payment plan, which I have no control over at all, and you fail on that payment plan, they can call us right back. And with everything I have here, and after speaking with you, there's without doubt probable cause for a felony theft of $3,000. So if that's something that they allow to happen, again, I have no control. Then it's something that you need to stay with, because there's enough here. I mean, there's $1,000. You could almost be charged with a scheme to defraud. If you're working with other people to defraud Burlington, that's another charge on top of it. It's not just a theft of $3,000 because you didn't keep the product. You don't have it. You allowed it to walk out. So there's a charge on the books. It's called a scheme to defraud, which is you're facilitating it and other people are benefiting from it. Because you're not benefiting. You didn't get any of the product. It's not like it's sitting in the car waiting for you to get out, unless you all are taking it and reselling it on the outside. I get it. Listen, times are tough, right? I get it. Trust me, I understand that. But you also have to understand too that you're not talking a couple hundred, it's $3,000. You've been here since March.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they would prosecute.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to. I am going to be cordial, and I'm gonna respect you. We're gonna get everything we need from him. We're gonna walk you out like normal. If you give us any indication that you're not gonna cooperate, you're going in cuffs. You're gonna go in cuffs at one point, but instead of what they call perp walking you to the store and embarrassing you in front of all these people, we can do it cordially, and then we can go outside, because this isn't going to be you get released or you have to go. You're going to go to county, so you're going to buy that. I mean, if it was a misdemeanor, I could release you on scene. I can't. This is $3,000. I can't do that. So you have to. You're gonna have to see a judge. If you ain't got no rec,
Stay the night in there?
what's that?
I gotta stay the night?
It's a felony. If we don't get you down there quick enough, yeah. I can't undo that. But if you got a good record, no history, you know, there might be an ROR. That's up to the judge. Where do you stay at? Okay, so guess what? I'll take you out there. All right? Because I can take you to gun club, which means someone got to come all the way over here to coast to get you. I can take you out to the Glades, which is where we're supposed to take you. And then when you get out, you're right there. All right? I'm going to do as best I can. As long as you cooperate with us and be cordial, then we can work. And he's with me. We got you. We can take care of this. But if you start acting up, cuffs and all the way through. All right?
Where's your purse?
In the locker.
All right.
In her vehicle.
All right.
She's got what she wants out of it. So if you want to go back to the sub with me and help me do the property real quick,
All right.
and then we can get her down where we gotta go. Like I said, man, if you cooperate, let's go this route. If you don't,
Well, you want to leave your stuff in the car?
to the bag.
All right.
She's gonna take a couple items that she needs and the rest of them. Show us where your car is. One of us will take that out there and drop it off. Once you go to my car, we have to go in cuffs, and then we'll give you I'll double them up. And then we'll transport you to our district to do our paperwork. We're not gonna do it here in front of this door.
This is the black Impala.
What's that?
It's the black Chevy
Yes,
Impala.
black Chevy Impala.
All
All right, you want to get that in the keys? This is me right here. We'll try and make it as comfortable as we can, all right? It ain't built for comfort. Hold on, we got one. We're gonna double it up, which will give you a little bit more freedom, all right?
The Deputy B+, correct Miranda timing, methodical interrogation, consistent de-escalation, deduction pre-warning admissions that create a survivable but avoidable suppression argument. Loss prevention manager, A-. Prosecution-ready evidence assembled before law enforcement arrived. Minor deduction for pre-arrival questioning. The suspect D+. Every meaningful constitutional protection waived within 90 seconds of first contact. 3 takeaways. Silence is not guilt. The Fifth Amendment cannot be used against a defendant at trial. Repetition converts theft into fraud pattern, plus beneficiaries equals a felony scheme. And audit logs build cases independently of any confession.